Hey, I'm Ben Silverio.
And I'm Ansel Birch.
And it's time to party. Welcome. Welcome to a very special edition of Time to Party. We're coming at you with this very special episode because a brand new time travel movie is hitting Netflix. In theory, if you're listening to this when we want you to listen to this, tomorrow there's a movie dropping on Netflix that you're really going to like called The Adam Project. Starring Ryan Reynolds.
That's right.
Love Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, who
Big
doesn't?
Fan.
The man of the hour, truly, Ryan Reynolds right now. My wife and I, we watched Free Guy.
Love it.
And then we watched two other Ryan Reynolds movies because they just happened to be on the thing. And it's just like, yeah. But yeah, we finally got around to Free Guy.
Ryan Reynolds is a treasure. It's funny that you mentioned Free Guy because Free Guy is directed by Sean Levy, who also directs The Adam Project.
I did not put that together.
Yes, Sean Levy and Ryan Reynolds are frequent collaborators, and they're doing a very good job of it. So in case you don't know what The Adam Project is, let me tell you what our good friends at IMDb tell us about the movie.
Good old reliable IMDb.
A time-traveling pilot teams up with his younger self and his late father to come to terms with his past while saving the future.
I mean,
that is in fact what happens in the movie.
That basically covers it. Yeah, you could do a much worse job explaining this film.
It's true.
Much worse.
Much worse.
In fact.
So, because we're doing a very special episode, we're deviating from our formula a little bit. We're not going to be following the typical format that we do here at Time to Party, because there are a lot of different ways to party.
Yeah.
You can go to the club, you can go to a bar, you can go to the liquor store that's giving free samples.
Yeah.
You can go to Ansel's house.
True. And this is a Netflix movie, so I feel like this is a house party.
True. This is a house party.
All right. So here on Time to Party, we usually do a three-act structure for our shows, but today you are going to get a special set of drinking and smoking rules to take you through your first or second or third or fourth watching of The Adam Project. And then once you've had a chance to enjoy the film, once you've actually had a chance to experience it, / it's come out, because we are releasing this ahead of release date, which we're very fortunate to be able to do. Thank you, Netflix. Then afterward, episode 2 will come out, another very special episode, to give you our review.
Yes.
So today's episode is a spoiler-free experience.
Yes, correct.
But the next episode is not.
Right.
So watch the movie before you listen to that one, if it's out and you're listening in the future, and that's a problem for you. Because much like time travel, podcasting, time's weird.
Yeah, it's true. Time is made up here.
Where the time is made up and the points don't matter.
That's what I wanted to get out, damn it! It didn't fully come out the way I wanted it to, and then you said it.
And I'm sorry to poach your punchline. All right, so we are going to give you a set of drinking and smoking rules to go along with the Adam Project. Once again, this does kind of represent a spoiler-free review of the movie, which you should absolutely check out. And then next episode will be our full review. So.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and hop into those rules. Ben, do you want to go first?
Sure. My rule applies to the Adam Project, but also life.
Okay.
I want to enrich your lives, party people, by giving you this rule that you can play whenever.
All the time.
All the time if you want.
Okay.
Maybe not all the time. Don't play while you're driving.
Okay, not while you're driving. Any other times we shouldn't play this rule? Funerals?
Operating heavy machinery?
Okay. I feel like that's kind of like driving.
Sure.
Flying an airplane?
Yeah.
Also kind of like
driving. Operating a forklift? That's heavy machinery and driving.
No, it is worth mentioning that all of our drinking and smoking rules are a la carte, designed to be done at your own leisure pace and with your own health in mind.
Yes.
And if you are not in a place where you want to be drinking or smoking anything hard, please don't.
Yeah.
drink that water that you ought to be drinking.
Drink that Diet Pepsi in the fridge.
Get you some of that Diet Pepsi, or Coke if you're like me and Diet Pepsi doesn't quite tickle that itch.
If you're wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
We are a house divided. glad we got into that a season and a half into this show.
That's it. This podcast is over.
I can't do this anymore. He's a Pepsi drinker. I just thought that was all he had in the house. But no, yeah, drink or smoke or just go, hey, every time this goes off. Gives you something fun to look out for as you're watching the movie. Keeps you aware and engaged. It keeps you looking for those tropes.
Yeah.
That's the point of these games.
Having a good time.
If you are playing a drinking game to get drunk, I'm going to go ahead and say...
You're in college.
You're in college, but I'm also going to say that that's probably not a good idea, and you should reevaluate why you're playing the game.
But yes, this rule applies to life in general, if you wanted to. Take a drink every time you get lost in Ryan Reynolds' eyes. He's so dreamy.
He is so dreamy.
Ugh.
What an attractive man.
What an attractive man.
Wow.
Jeez, how?
Those are some genetics that man has. Apparently, that's what happens when you cross Mark Ruffalo and Jennifer Garner. You get Ryan Reynolds.
See, when Elektra and Bruce Banner meet and fall in love,
oh my god,
you get Deadpool. Or Green Lantern.
I enjoy that both he and Taika Waititi have recently come out trying to get us to forget that movie happened.
What movie?
Exactly.
But yes, Ryan Reynolds is glorious. From Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place, all the way up to Free Guy and The Atom Project. He has given us many, many laughs. And
two piercing eyes.
Two piercing eyes.
I appreciate that we get to see his whole face for the whole movie.
Yeah, that's true. That's nice. With and without a beard.
That's right.
You get multiple flavors of Ryan Reynolds in this movie.
My first rule for today is that I want you to take a sip every time you notice some obvious foreshadowing. And when I say obvious foreshadowing, I want you to go into this knowing that they are going to be doing foreshadowing because they're good writers. So when you spot it, you should absolutely go, that's going to come back. And feel confident that they are going to pay it off.
Because most of the time, when it happens, they're just like,
That feels relevant, doesn't it? I think that kid's got some insight. But yeah, so every time there's some obvious foreshadowing, and you'll know it when you see it, get you a sip.
My second rule is a smoking rule. You should take a hit every time you want to slap young Adam. See what I did there?
This is a good one. It's heavy in the early part of the movie, and then it sort of eases up as the film goes on, I feel.
I'm not saying that you should want to hit this 12-year-old kid, played by Walker Scobell, but sometimes you want to hit this 12-year-old kid.
Look, I think as an adult, certainly as an adult in my experience, maybe this is a sign that I'm a bad person.
Uh-oh.
But the older I get, the more I look at children and go, God, why? and I feel like this kid, especially in the beginning part of the movie, gave me a lot of God, why energy.
It's like, this little shit.
Oh, you little shit. Yeah.
But as we'll get into in the next episode, that kind of works for him.
They had to establish that this child grows up to be Ryan Reynolds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they nail it.
You totally buy that this kid grows up to be Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
I have a similar rule. Every time older Adam breaks time travel rules, take a hit. Yeah. So older Adam, being an experienced time traveler, should know the rules.
It's
the
true.
Rules set out by all of our time travel trailblazers before him.
Yeah, Marty McFly, Bill S. Preston Esquire, Ted Theodore Logan.
All those guys in the hot tub.
Right.
We know the rules, and apparently so does Ryan Reynolds' character,
yes.
Adam, Elder Adam. Yet, he is going to flagrantly break some of them. I hope that's not a spoiler, because it is the entire premise of the film.
As IMDb tells you.
As IMDb tells you. Yeah. That's true. So yeah, every time he flagrantly breaks the time travel rule, get you a hit or a sip, if that's what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. My last rule, since we are doing this very special episode, we cut things down a little bit. So just a few rules for you.
Yeah. We got 6.
Yeah.
It's a good
Just so
number.
that you can, take them, go watch the movie real quick, and come back to us.
It's an hour and 45 minutes.
Please come back.
You'll be
to
back.
us.
Yeah.
Please.
There's so much more.
We have cookies.
We do have cookies and 16 other movies that we've watched.
No, that's true. That's enticing.
But hey, cookies. Yeah.
Right, so my last rule, almost in sort of a game recognizes game way. Filmmakers will pay homage to their favorite films. And it is really obvious that Sean Levy loves Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because, you should, right? I'm hard-pressed to think of friends who don't.
I don't know anybody.
Stella Chase.
That's true.
But yes, Sean Levy definitely is into Star Wars, and there are moments in the movie where that is so obvious. So you should take a drink every time there's an homage to Star Wars.
You said something very insightful to me while we were watching.
Oh.
And I wonder if I can just get you to say it without me saying it.
Oh.
What did you posit was the purpose of this film?
Basically, the Adam Project was just one big audition for Sean Levy and Ryan Reynolds to do a Star Wars movie.
It's plausible, right?
And they definitely should be able to do one now. John Favreau should give them a call after watching this.
I'm
listening to our podcast.
Man.
Friend of the podcast, John Favreau.
John, if you're listening, at us, please.
And tell Dave Filoni.
Oh my god. What I wouldn't give to talk to Dave Filoni for half an hour.
Talk to him for 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes. It was 2 minutes. It was a press conference. I had one question.
Hey, that's still very cool.
But yeah, grab Sean Levy to do an episode of The Mandalorian. Have him do one of those Disney Plus things. And have Ryan Reynolds cameo in it and let him use a lightsaber. Because,
hell yeah.
The Adam
that
Project,
man knows what he's doing with a sword.
Absolutely. The Blade movies, Deadpool, and now the Adam Project. Give Ryan Reynolds a sword always. In his next rom-com, there should be a sword for some reason. Maybe he doesn't have to use it on someone, but he should, use it.
Yeah. Ryan Reynolds' character is just a swordsman for no real
reason.
plot reason. So my last rule for the Adam Project is that every time the movie references another time travel movie,
Yes.
take a big drink.
Yes.
It doesn't happen a lot, but it happens enough that it is a good, take a big sip rule.
And, we here at Time to Party respect all time travel movies.
Oh, absolutely.
Even beyond the time barrier, for some reason.
Hey, that movie was better than we all thought it was going to be.
It was something.
It's weirdly topical.
It was weirdly topical. But yes, we respect all time travel media around here, So, if you hear a mention of a certain Hill Valley resident,
a certain time-traveling robot
/ governor. Yeah, take a drink. Big old drink.
So there we have it. Those are your 6 rules. We really enjoyed the Adam Project. I don't think that's a spoiler to say, and It's not going to ruin your enjoyment of our review, which is coming out in just a few days. So I hope that you have an opportunity to check out the Adam Project when it drops on March 11th of 2022.
Yes.
If you are listening to this in the distant future, go back and check out that movie that came out in March of 2022. It was dope.
Super dope.
Yeah. Good time travel stuff.
Yeah. So much fun. But we're gonna get into that in more depth in our next very special episode. So stay tuned, party people. Until then, you can find us on the internet. I am at bsilverio20 on Instagram and Twitter.
And I am at Indecisionist on Twitter and at The Indecisionist on Instagram. You can get in on the conversation by using the hashtag Time2Party. That's the number 2 party.
Welcome to the world, Gene Bob.
Special thanks to April Moralba for our podcast art and to Marlon Longett of Marlon and the Shakes for our amazing theme song. This has been an Indecisionist production.
And until then, party people, since you're getting so much time to party this week, be excellent to each other.
And party on, dudes.
I don't know why I did it up here. Like, am I what? How am I holding the guitar?
I mean, yeah, you're playing the bass
there
over
it
your head.
is,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's yeah, that thing.